Did this cop kill a weapon dealer after having an affair with his ex-girlfriend? Will these officers be misled by their colleagues into a confession? Find out what happens when officers are caught with bloodied hands. This is Michael Patrick Neely, an Oklahoma police detective who would find himself in trouble after he was found over the dead body of Police Chief Officer Lucky Miller in a hotel room.
How you doing, Mike?
Hello.
I'm Investigator Martinez. I think you've already met Mr. Tatum. Here's my card, sir. All right, Mike, before we begin, I'm going to advise you of your rights, all right?
Yeah.
Michael, who used to sit in the seat of the investigator, has found himself in the position of a suspect. He seems lost, intoxicated, and unaware of his surroundings. A few seconds later, what Michael says will astound the detectives.
Well, I know you're asking me questions, but can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, homicide. Who is dead?
Michael does not know that his senior has died. Then why is he a suspect? You may wonder if it all started when Michael and the deceased police chief, Lucky Miller, flew together to Florida to attend a law enforcement conference. After the event, the two friends went back to the hotel room they shared. Note that at this point, they were drunk. As they went back to the room, Michael and Lucky Miller had more vodka and watched a football game.
Do you remember hotel staff or a hotel employee coming up and telling you guys to keep it down?
I don't remember that.
While watching the football game, the heavily drunk officers laughed and screamed together, making a hotel staff knock on the door to ask them to keep it down. However, nobody answered the door. A few minutes later, voices of laughter turned into grunting and fighting noises. The hotel staff will break through the door, only to find a dead body and an officer lying heavily drunk on the ground.
I guess I probably don't have anything else to say then. I've got nothing to say to you.
All right, sir.
Michael has made a clear stance on not wanting to speak to the police officer, invoking his rights. However, the officer takes a clever turn and takes advantage of Michael's distressed state of mind.
Maybe you could jog my memory. I have no idea. No, but I don't know.
You want to continue talking to us?
Yeah, I'll continue to talk. I'd like to know what happened. What if you'll tell me what happened? That'd be great.
Okay. Well, we'll continue this interview with you. It's like I'm trying to get you to figure out what's the last thing you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Michael has stopped answering the detective's questions, he is eager to clear out his brain fog. Taking advantage of Michael's willingness to remember what really happened, the officer once again begins to ask him questions, telling him he is simply helping him recall his memory. What do you think Michael should have done in this case? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
He hears just grumbling, grunting.
Up until now, we see Michael not showing any emotion, whether it be sadness or remorse, even though we can see Michael is clearly uncomfortable and shocked. His lack of emotion will cost him a second-degree murder charge.
Did you make any phone calls?
I called my wife, earlier in the night. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Why do you say that?
I got no problem. I can't believe what you're telling me has happened. I can't believe it.
Michael is going through denial and shock. His mind is fogged and can't fathom the situation. His eyes are constantly looking down at the floor. He rubs his forehead from time to time. Even with all these signs showing innocence, Michael will find himself in a lot of trouble later on.
I don't know.
At what point in the game do you remember?
We went out to eat.
Was the game playing when y'all left to go out to eat?
No, we came back. It was a Dallas game. I don't even know what time it started. He kept wanting to go out. just kept telling him I don't want to go out. You know, it's a bad idea. We shouldn't go out.
Where was he wanting to go?
In the bar. I don't know nowhere specific, you know.
Did he keep on about it and you got upset about that?
Well, he kept on about it, but I don't remember getting upset about it. You know, he kept on about it. It's like, it seemed later than it was, you know, it seemed late.
Yeah, this time change, man, it messes everything up. It gets darker a whole lot quicker, and it does. It seems later than it is.
Yep. And, you know, he kept wanting to go out. Let's go to the bar. When you go to the bar, I said, that's a bad idea. We shouldn't, you know, let's not do that. I mean, I wasn't pissed off at him, for God's sakes. Shit.
Michael failed to remain silent to protect his rights. As a detective himself, he knew better what to do and how to behave during an interrogation. However, his mind failed to function due to denial and shock. Michael will be sentenced to life in prison for murdering the police chief. Do you think Michael was innocent? Share your opinions in the comments. Daniel Costa. On July 2, 2011, Alexander Kusevich was murdered at the hands of a man whose brother would be a police officer. Alexander was known to be fun-loving, kind, and an excited father as he entered a new stage of his life. However, those who knew him very well learned the darkest secrets about him. Alexander was a drug and weapon importer who had recently been entered into RCMP's Witness Protection Program and had undergone a name change. Michael Costa, the one suspected of murder and also the one having an affair with Alexander's ex-wife, would be shielded by his brother Daniel Costa, a police officer.
Okay, so this is an interview room. You've been in interview rooms before. Doors locked for privacy. You're free to go at any time. Okay, we just keep it closed so nobody else knows what's going on in this room in the division, right? This is just our homicide investigation.
The detective saying that Daniel has a right to walk out the door depicts a clear message. If Daniel is smart enough, he will walk out since he is not under arrest. However, Daniel prefers to stay and tries to save his killer brother by manipulating the officer.
We're investigating a homicide that happened in Woodbridge on July 2nd, which was last Saturday, around 10:15 p.m. What can you tell me about anything you know about this incident?
To be honest, not much. All I know is that my brother was apparently dating his wife,
Okay, when you say your brother, who's your brother?
Michael.
Michael Costa.
Michael Costa.
Who was he dating?
Anita. That's all I know.
Daniel appears calm and composed. As an experienced police officer himself, he can predict the exact line of questioning coming his way. If he is prepared enough, he might be able to dodge every question the officer inquires from him. The only problem is that once you begin speaking in the interrogation room, you are immediately considered stupid and dumb.
What happened Saturday night?
I received a call from my brother, Michael, saying he wanted to come over and speak to me. Came over, started crying, telling me somebody is after him. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. He said somebody's after him, somebody's after him. He said, watch the news. Somebody got killed. That's Anita's husband. And that's when he told me that he's been dating her and that she was married.
Okay.
So he totally threw me off track. I had no idea what the hell he's talking about. And he said, yeah, someone killed him, and I don't know if they're after me. What do I do? And he's crying and totally caught me off guard. I had no idea what to do. So I gave him some advice to go to the casino. That's where he was going to go anyways. Go to the casino, there's lots of cameras, you'll be safe there. Come to my house in the morning, and then they went to the casino. Next morning he came back. And he didn't even want to leave the house. So I've been keeping him with me.
Okay. What have you talked about?
What the hell is going on? He won't tell me what's going on. All he said is that this guy was killed, and they might be after me because I've been dating his wife. I don't know. In the past, I don't know exact date, but in the past, he's had someone attack him once. I don't know what's it been involved, like what it was regarding. I know there's a report with the
Yeah.
police.
Yeah, I've
Somebody
read the
attacked him
report.
with a knife or something. I have no idea what the hell's going on. He came to me at that time too. This time, same thing. He's just driving me nuts. I have no idea what's going on. He won't tell me what's going on. All he says is that someone may be after me.
If Daniel is trying to cover his brother, then he is doing an absolutely terrible job. He says he doesn't know what happened yet, proceeds to give out information every chance he gets. He may appear calm and confident, but he is not processing his own thoughts, signaling anxiety and confusion.
And where's he staying?
Sorry. Who?
Where's he staying?
Who?
Your brother. Where's your brother staying?
Right now?
Yeah.
He was with me
Okay, so how long has he been with you?
since Sunday.
Sunday, or you talking after midnight, or
No, after Sunday morning, he came back home.
what time do you get back?
I'm not sure. I didn't look at the time.
Was it 6 a.m.? Were you eating breakfast?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I can't tell you the time.
Well, you got to give me a time what time you got back.
It'd be a guess if I did.
What was it, before noon?
Before noon. It was definitely before noon.
After 6 a.m.?
10 to 12 in that time. Between 10 a.m. to 12.
Okay, so that narrows down the time for us, right?
Daniel might be speaking the truth that he doesn't know whether his brother has murdered a man or not. However, being a cop, he should know better to stay silent to stay out of trouble. Nevertheless, he keeps speaking and falling into his own trap.
Where do you think he's gone? Where's your brother hang out?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. The only time I see him is when I go to the house. And the last time I saw him, well, other than this week, before that we went swimming last week. Everything was fine.
Do you know any of his close friends?
All I know is first names. That's it.
Daniel is clearly trying to hide his brother's whereabouts. He seems uncomfortable. His frequent voice cracks and nervous hand gestures point to guilty behavior.
So how am I supposed to know who's after who? All I can go on is the little piece of information he gave me. Somebody's after me. Okay, stay with me.
And that's it. Stay with me. Somebody's after you.
He wouldn't answer any other question. Why would they?
Last time it was a
Who's
guy.
after-
It was his girlfriend that he was going out with before. It was her ex-boyfriend that came after him.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what happened the last time.
Okay.
So you knew about that. You already told me that he's talked to you about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can maybe deal with that threat. He now comes to you and lays the big one on you. Oh yeah, this guy is now been murdered, and you're saying, yeah, okay, come stay with me. Oh, these guys are after me. You don't ask what guys? Why are they after you? Were you business partners with this guy? Were you in some sort of deals with the guy that got gunned down?
The officer has moved forward with the investigation. Now that he has calmly extracted basic information from Daniel, the officer cross-questions him on the arguments that Daniel made, telling him that he sounds absolutely mindless in his statements. The officer now shows agitation towards how Daniel handled the situation with his brother.
That's the story you're going to stick with.
No, that's not my story. That's what happened. I asked him, why would they be after you? And all he said is, he's a bad guy. I've been banging his wife. I don't know. And that's all he kept saying. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. You're an idiot? What the hell did you do? I don't know. I made a mistake. I started banging her, and now I'm in shit. And that's it. What am I supposed to say? He wouldn't answer anything else.
He's in your house.
Yeah.
He's in your house. You demand the answers.
Or else what? Kick him out?
The guy's involved in a homicide, Daniel.
I don't know if he's involved. He said it was his girlfriend's husband. How does that make him involved?
Guy's dead now.
Okay.
How Daniel dealt with the situation, or at least how he claims to have dealt with the situation, points towards several loopholes in his argument. First, being a police officer, Daniel is expected to ask questions if he ever finds someone trapped in a serious situation. Allowing his brother to stay the night after he comes to his house, panicked and afraid, not asking questions is unlike his nature. Either Daniel is fully involved, or he is not interested in his brother's life at all.
Anybody who runs after a homicide doesn't cooperate with the police is now gone. We don't know where he is. What does that tell you?
The officer makes a personal attack on Daniel. He is implying that Daniel is an incompetent police officer for not suspecting or taking early action for what his brother did. From this point onwards, the officer will close in the distance between them, so Daniel understands there is no way out for him until he gives information about his brother.
Banging the guy's wife?
I know it's not probably the likely story, but what am I supposed to say to him? He didn't answer my question. He wouldn't tell me. I'm not going to beat it out of him.
Daniel grows frustrated by the officer's remark about him. This shows that the officer succeeded in hurting his ego. Now Daniel would have to prove that he did something smart, so he will try to come up with an argument that might give away useful information to the officer. Daniel has been caught off guard.
If he's telling you they're after me now,
But he wouldn't even say they. All he says, people are after.
people are after me. Why would they be after you just because you're banging this guy's wife? That doesn't even make sense. If they got a beef with this guy, they get rid of this guy. What do they care whose wife's banging?
I don't know, but if he's a major guy, I don't know what the hell he's involved in. Drugs and guns, you're saying? So
Yeah. So they get rid of him because they got a business problem. So they get rid of him. So now we're going to go around and shoot all the people that she's banging? That doesn't even make sense. No, they're going to go after people that either are responsible for it, who killed our guy, or they're going to go after people that were involved with him.
The officer has realized where Daniel is coming from. Even if Daniel is an experienced police officer who has served the law enforcement for many years, right now, in this interrogation room, he is only a brother. The officer has caught up to the fact that Daniel will try his best till the end to protect his brother, so he lets go of his clever methods and comes straight to the point.
Come in and talk to us. He played a material role in this. Right? Material role, like he set this up, he's involved in this, he did something of a material role. Get him a lawyer, and then turn himself in. That's all the advice I can give. Because if he's running scared because they're after him, they're not after him because he's banging the wife. They're after him for those reasons. Either he was involved and those people who his crew are after him because they found out, hey.
Daniel is completely dumbfounded by the trap that the officer has set for him. He tries to say something, but his mind has failed to make up words to defend his brother. Now that the officer has realized that every other strategy will not work in this case, he has simply reached a conclusion. He gives Daniel an ultimatum to turn in his brother. The officer has communicated that he is aware of the fact that Daniel knows his brother's whereabouts, leaving Daniel completely shocked and surprised.
Daniel, I find this very hard to believe. And the fact that you're a police officer and you're not putting two and two together.
What am I supposed to do? I'm going to go and accuse him of different stuff?
You never accuse your kid brother of being messed up in something?
I told him he's an idiot once I found out he's dating a freaking married woman.
A day after this investigation, Daniel comes clean about his brother's whereabouts. He also admits to searching through police records without authorization to help his brother in making an escape. Daniel was charged with perjury and also faced a police disciplinary tribunal. To watch more of these videos, subscribe to our channel and get the latest information about true crime.